Alright, y'all. You're probably confused. What is going on? Why is the episode starting like this? I have just got to preface. I was on something during this episode, I guess. I don't know. I was just in a silly, goofy mood, you might say. So, I'm cracking the jokes. Alright? During this episode, I'm gonna be cracking the jokes, and you can probably tell already by the way that I'm speaking and starting this YouTube video that I'm feeling silly and goofy. And also, this doesn't sound like ASMR. You're probably like, what the heck? I clicked on ASMR, Kalo Hot ASMR. What am I listening to right now? Because this is obviously not ASMR. The point is, I'm cracking the jokes, and if you don't think it's funny, don't tell me. Let me think I'm funny, because I feel pretty convinced that I'm like actually a little bit funny after. This is definitely a different kind of episode than what we're used to, and that's all. I'll let you listen. Bye. Hello everybody, and welcome back downstairs. Except today, I should probably say welcome to my car, because I'm currently driving back from my first trip down to Florida to start moving in down there. I gained access to my new house. I say that like I joined some kind of like crazy exclusive club. Like, I gained access to no. I got the keys to my new house. Let's see, what is today? Yesterday? Oh, literally yesterday. I literally got the keys to my new house yesterday. And it's hard for me to remember that because this last, I would say 36 to 48 hours has been some of the longest hours of my life. I literally feel like the last 36 hours have been 4 days long. But yeah, I got the keys to my new house and was moving stuff in. You might have noticed I was MIA from socials a little bit for a few days. I didn't get a podcast episode this past week uploaded. And I also didn't get a YouTube video up the previous Friday. So apologies for that, but I've been quite busy and my life has been quite chaotic, and I hate that I am behind right now because I've been doing so good the last 2 to 3 weeks at the very least. I'd say even longer than that. I've been doing really, really good, staying consistent, posting on TikTok every single day, uploading my podcast every Monday, uploading a YouTube video every Wednesday and Friday, and might I add, that is a lot. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. There was a deer on the side of the road and it was not in a good state. Oh goodness. So right now I am uploading this podcast, or I'm recording this podcast because I have been so inspired by listening to the Broski Report nonstop from my drive down to Florida and my drive now back from Florida. I've been listening to the Broski Report for probably the last 2 hours, and I've watched probably 5 episodes over the last 24 hours, 36 hours, I guess. And I love her podcast so much. I actually hadn't watched it in a long time. I used to watch it very often, like I have been these last, I'm just going to say a couple days. You know what I mean. The last 36 hours, whatever. The last few days, because I've been doing so much driving. I actually, once I got down to Florida yesterday, I saw on Facebook Marketplace a set. That's it. You heard that right. A set. Not count them, not 1, 2 nightstands for $50, and they were very coastal and they were very cute and they were in literally perfect condition. So I went ahead and messaged that girl and said I will come pick them up for you today if you'll let me. And then I drove an hour to go pick them up and an hour back to my new house after I had already driven 5+ hours down to Florida to move that day. So I've been doing a lot of driving, listening to the Broski Report. It actually does pass the time a lot quicker. And I am sad that I did not get a podcast episode uploaded this week. So I might just go ahead and upload this tomorrow. Today's Wednesday. I might go ahead and upload this tomorrow, Thursday. And you've probably noticed very quickly, I mean, we're only 4 minutes in, or already 4 minutes in, I should say, I guess, There's no like actual video to this. I don't know what I'm going to be putting on the screen. It might just be a black screen if I don't have a ton of time to do something fancy. If I can do something fun, like cool nature clips or like something visual, so this is not the most boring freaking episode you've ever seen in your life, I will do so. But yeah, I guess we'll just see what fun little thing I come up with to put on the screen, because I'm driving my car, and I don't know how YouTube is about this, but I know that TikTok is weird about you posting videos or live streaming, more specifically while you're driving. I did that one time. I learned that the hard way. If you live stream while you're driving, it will end your live stream and report you, because it's not safe and they don't want that shown on the internet. I don't know what that was. I'm so sorry. I don't know what that it started as like an okay Scottish accent, and then I got cocky and I kept going, and it just like failed miserably. It was kind of good at the beginning though, wasn't it? I think that's the best I've done, like on the spot. Didn't even have to like warm up or anything. Have you guys ever done accents and you have to kind of warm up? The only one that I've ever done is an Australian warm up, and I can execute the warm up pretty well, but then like I start to speak the accent and it just like fades away very quickly, just like that Scottish accent kind of did. I'll do like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5. Am I saying 4 right? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. And then I can kind of do an Australian accent. It's not great, and I know I have some Australian followers out there, viewers. That sounds like oh my gosh, who am I thinking of? Viewers. Oh my god, it sounds like Stewie, the guy from Family Guy. What am I doing? He's not Australian. I have to think, like, how would Clear say it? How would Clear and Ricky say it? Viewers. I just sound like Stewie, dude. This sucks. Anyway, what was I even talking about? Yeah, I'm scared I'm gonna get demonetized, or like my video is gonna get taken down if I record while I'm driving. I also don't have a microphone on hand. Did not think to bring one of those. So I'm recording from my phone right now on voice memos, and I'm hoping it won't take up too much storage and I can get a full hour-ish on here, because I've still got 3.5 hours to go. Oh my god, 3.5 hours to go. But yeah, I've been moving in. It's been great. I am so beyond excited. James Charles. Oh my gosh, that used to make me so mad when he would say that. He would say it for everything. He'd be like, I am so beyond excited to announce my new makeup line. He would say it like that every single time. I am so beyond excited. I am so beyond excited. There was something specific he would say too that would like really piss me off. Maybe it was that. I know that used to get on my nerves. But yeah, I'm very excited. It's been going really well. I am feeling really great about it. I love the house. It has its issues, you know. All houses are going to have their issues, but overall, I feel very lucky with the place that I ended up with. I picked the room for my office, so there's 2 guest bedrooms, and I had to choose between the 2. One of them is a bit larger. Actually, I didn't even realize how much bigger it was before I had moved in, because of all the stuff that had been in there previously. When we toured, there were still people living there, and they had a ton of junk in there. And then the other room was the dog room. Oh my god, it had carpet in it, and they didn't replace the carpet, by the way. The dog room, the carpet was not replaced, so the whole house literally smells like dog, which is one of the flaws that I was just talking about. But I did choose the other room, which is the bigger one, and I thought I was going to end up with the other one and let the bigger one be the guest bedroom. But the bigger one also has double the size of window as the other one. Like the other one that I was going to take, that is the smaller room, it has a single window that's like, I don't know, 3 feet by 4 feet or something. And then the other bedroom, the bigger one, has 2 of those. So lots more natural light, which I really, really like for the, the theme that I was talking about doing with like the biophilic and I feel like biophilic isn't the right word for it. It's almost like a cottage library is what I'm like feeling like the vibe is gonna end up being, like a library in a little old cottage, very cute and cozy and soft, and like a girl that doesn't work, that tends the garden and cooks at home, cooks with only food from her garden and the best meats and whatever. Actually, she doesn't even cook meat. She's vegetarian, and her little quaint house, and it's made of stone that was pulled from the creek out back, and you know the vibe. Very soft, like sheer drapes. I showed you the pictures, And I just feel like that room fits the vibe better, and it's bigger. And I fought myself about it for a little bit once I got there, and I was like, well, I should put the guest bedroom in there because it is nicer. And I really, really, I look forward to having a guest bedroom to host people so much right now. I am so looking forward to that. I have always wanted to be able to decorate a room and like let people stay there and let them love it and enjoy it and make it be so pretty and get compliments on it. I hope I'm using my car's navigation for the first time ever. Who freaking does that, by the way? Not me. I use Google Maps and CarPlay, but right now I am recording a podcast on my phone, so I cannot use CarPlay, and so I'm having to use the navigation on my car, and I really hope I don't miss all of my turns, and I also don't know if it's going to yell at me, so if it does, my apologies in advance. I'm supposed to turn in 2 miles. We'll see. Anyways, what was I talking about? The room, yes. So, sorry. I don't know what I'm on right now either. I just had a coffee from Dunkin', a medium iced latte from Dunkin', and I put that thing away in like 45 minutes or less. So I'm kicking right now. I also slept like a freaking rock last night because I was so exhausted from the drive and from unpacking, and the night before I got the worst night of sleep in my life. So I slept like a freaking rock last night. I went to bed at like 10 o'clock. Unheard of, by the way. Me going to bed at 10 o'clock. What am I, 8 years old? That's crazy. I went to bed at 10 o'clock, woke up at like 7:30. Also unheard of. What am I, in high school? This is crazy. And yeah, what was I talking about? Oh, I drink the coffee, and so I'm feeling a little crazy right now. She's crazy, can't take her anywhere. That's me right now, guys, just by the way, so my apologies. A lot of apologies in this video. Let's just hold on together. All right, I'm 1 mile away from my turn. I cannot miss it. I also have to use the bathroom very badly, and I'm not even that far into my drive, and I still have 3.5 hours to go. How do I still have 3.5 hours to go? I swear I said the exact same thing 20 minutes ago. I couldn't tell you. Alright, what was I talking about? The guest bedroom. I decided to take that one for myself, just to give myself extra room for any kind of big projects I might end up doing. I'm definitely taking on a lot more work recently than I ever have with social media. And I want to do that because I want this to be full-time, and I am in the process of making it full-time. I am steadily growing every month. My income is steadily growing. Oh, I almost missed the turn. My income is steadily growing. My following is steadily growing. It's a very, very steady grow, and it looks like within 6 months I could be at a point where I am financially making enough to do this full-time and provide for myself substantially, which is very exciting and feels crazy to say because what the heck? Who am I? why did I, of all people that graduated in my high school class, me of all 250 people, which some people is a lot and some people is little, to me it's a lot. I thought it was pretty big. Why me? Why am I the one that ends up with this huge following? I was a very insignificant person in high school. You know, most people, pretty much everyone knew my name. Everyone knew everyone's name. But I would say I wasn't like, this sounds really bad for me to like say it like this and like mean girl, I guess. I wasn't bottom tier high schooler. You know, do you guys know what I mean by that? Or am I just mean? I don't know. I wasn't like the weirdest of the weird, the most unknown random person that hid in the corner and nobody knew anything about. Like, I was involved in band, so our band was pretty big. I'd say it was over 100 people, I know that. So I was close with all of those people. I mean, not all of them. There were some people in that band that I did not care to know whatsoever. Quite a few, actually. I'd say majority. But I was pretty well known in band, and I did show choir, and then it was so weird. The last 2 years of my high school, show choir became the thing for the cool kids to do. Like, all of the popular girls, which I never considered myself a popular girl. I was in band, hello. But all of the popular girls and all of their friends and all the girls on the dance team specifically, which were like the cool popular girls, ended up joining show choir. And I was also in show choir. And so like I kind of became closer with them, and I started dating a guy that was also kind of in with the popular group. Not quite, but like, you know how guys are. He was just friends with everybody. And he was liked by the popular girls. And I was like middle tier, you know? I was like middle tier high schooler. I wasn't anything crazy special. I was not top of my class. I was not, you know, I didn't win the beauty pageant. I got like 4th runner-up, which shouldn't even be a thing, by the way. Whatever. Like, I was in show choir, band, whatever. Why did I end up getting so lucky to have this following? And technically speaking, like just technically, and this is not me bragging, but just like talking about it and thinking about the craziness of it, why did I end up being the most popular person out of high school on social media? I guess I don't want to use the term popular because that sounds like I'm bragging, and it also sounds like, what's the word, pretentious, and I don't want to be perceived as that, and I don't want people to think that I think of myself that way. I guess just have the biggest following and like be successful on social media. Why out of everybody is that me? And maybe there is another person that I graduated with that like secretly also has an account that has, you know, followers like this and is making good money from social media, because I don't talk about this to anybody that I knew from high school except for like the 2 people that I'm still friends with, or actually like 1 or 2 people I'm still friends with from high school know about this directly from me. A lot of people have found out about it from it like coming across their For You page or whatever, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, that's just crazy to me. I don't even know how I got on this topic. Yeah, that's just crazy to me. Oh, I was talking about how good it's doing. Yeah, I mean, it's doing really well, and like I'm working toward that, and I want to give myself the space to continue to grow, which is why I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and go in the bigger room. And I have just realized as I'm talking about it that I can write more of it off on taxes now, I think, because it's gonna be more square footage, maybe. I don't know. I know that you can write off a portion of rent if you use it for your work, if you're self-employed and you have to pay taxes in the spring. And so I wonder now if, since I'm going to have a little bit of a bigger room, I wonder if that matters at all for like the percentage of rent that I can write off. I feel like it would, because like if I use the whole house, if I bought this house or was renting this house solely for social media, then I could write the whole dang rent off, the whole dang house. I don't know how exactly it worked. I'm gonna have to get an accountant next year. That's one thing I don't like dealing with this social media thing, or self-employment technically, is all the taxes stuff that I have to do. Like, when you work a normal job, which I'm not complaining at all, please don't take it that way, I love what I do. Like, I will say that a million times a day. I am so grateful that I'm getting to do this, and I wouldn't give it up for anything. I'd do the taxes every single day if I had to continue to do this. But it is annoying to have to learn that, which I guess it is a good learning experience, but I had to use dang TurboTax. I've had to use dang TurboTax the last few years, and my mom specifically has had to use TurboTax because I didn't even know I had to pay taxes on this stuff. I didn't even know. I would have been in jail if it wasn't for my mother. Thank you, Mom, by the way. I would be in jail if I had not been told by her, hey, you need to check and see if you have a 1099 in your TikTok. You need to check and see if there's a 1099 in your TikTok, because if you made this much money this year, you're going to get a 1099 and you're going to have to pay taxes on that. Did you put back 30%? I told you need to start putting back 30% of that money that TikTok pays you, because if you don't, it's going to come January, and you're going to have to pay them taxes, and you're going to be in debt to TurboTax and the IRS. And the IRS is going to come knock on your door. In my brain, the IRS is one man. The IRS is one man in a suit, specifically a navy blue suit, that comes and knocks on my door. He's very skinny. Comes and knocks on my door, and it's like April. It's like the day after taxes are due, April 16th or whatever. This man in a blue suit comes and knocks on my door, and he's like, wait at the door. And I come and answer it, and I'm in my PJs and my slippers, and I've got my hair up in a bun. It's greasy. I haven't washed my hair in like 3 days. And he's like, ma'am, your taxes they were due yesterday. And I go, what tax? I just woke up. It's 3 p.m. It's 3 p.m. I go, what taxes? What do you mean taxes? In my brain, if my mom had not notified me of this, I would be thinking, what item did I buy from Target that they didn't charge me tax for? That this man from Target is coming knocking on my door for. And he's like, your taxes for TikTok. And I'm like, TikTok? What? TikTok shop didn't charge me taxes on some item. Okay, well, how much is it? Like $20. He's like, $4,000, ma'am. What? Oh. Excuse me? 4,000. I'm sorry, you got the wrong person. I know I ordered the 24 karat gold Labubu from TikTok shop. I know I ordered the 24 karat gold Labubu from TikTok shop, but it told me I had a discount, and so I didn't even realize that I didn't pay taxes on it. I didn't realize it was going to be $4,000. Like, I can give you the Labubu back if you want it. And he's like, no, ma'am, I don't need that. And he's like, oh no, I missed a turn. Dang it. Okay, well, did that add time to my ETA? No, it didn't. Okay. He's like, ma'am, you can't give me the money back, and I'm not asking for a Labubu. He like says the wrong name because he doesn't know what a Labubu is. He's like, I can't give you the stuffed animal. You can't give me the stuffed animal back. We're gonna have to take you to jail. What? What?
What do you mean jail? What do you mean I'm going to jail? I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl and I do TikTok. I'm just a girl. What do you mean I need to go to jail? I can't live in there. I can't survive.
Guys, I don't think I would survive in jail, much less prison. Oh my goodness. Neither, actually. I've actually heard that jail is worse than prison. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if that's true. Couldn't tell you, but I have heard that jail is worse than prison, and I don't know why. But I wouldn't survive in either of them. So, God forbid the Mr. IRS, the one man in the navy blue suit, skinny, very skinny man, comes and knocks on my door, because I would not make it. I would maybe make it like an hour before I just go into complete psychosis and like scare the guards, and they have to take me to the white room. I'd probably be fine in an insane asylum. I would much rather be in an insane asylum than prison. Right? I don't know. Maybe I should do my research before I say stuff like that. Mr. IRS, please do not come get me and take me to the insane asylum. And also, I did pay my taxes. Just by the way. Thank you, Mom. Thank the world, or thank the Lord for mothers. Yeah, also, taxes. What? Crazy, by the way. One, that we have to pay so much. Two, this is coming from someone that like just joined the adult world. Two, that they don't tell you how to do it, or that you have to do it. Like, hello, who was gonna tell me? Who was gonna tell me, guys? This is not funny. Who's gonna tell me that I had to do taxes? And also, what else do I not know that I'm like supposed to be doing actively as an adult that could result in me ending up in jail? Like getting car insurance. I saw a video on TikTok a few days ago. Oh my gosh, his name was Daniel. He's bald. He's a comedian. I can't remember his last name. It started with an H, I think. He seemed to be pretty popular, so you guys might know who I'm talking about. And it was a 18 minutes specifically. 18-minute TikTok. 18 minutes. And I'm pretty sure it was just a YouTube video that had been re-uploaded as a TikTok because it was in hamburger format. It was in landscape. You guys know hamburger hot dog. It was in hamburger format. And what am I talking about? Oh, he sat there and just talked about like how crazy it is, like what we have to do as adults and how much he hates it, and that it's just like the normal now and there's nothing you can do to get out of it, and you shouldn't even question it because it'll just make you go insane. Like, you have to work a dead-end job. You have to work 9 to 5. You have to pay car insurance to drive a car. And also you have to drive a car to get to work or to live or to get to the gas station or get to the grocery store or get to your family's house. And like literally everything that it's a very long video. And I definitely don't agree with everything he says because he's obviously not religious. And a lot of the stuff he says about like being depressed and like hating life and like he doesn't want to do it, he didn't ask for this, there's no purpose, he's whatever, like all this stuff. I don't agree with everything he says, but it was an interesting video to watch for sure. I would look it up if I were you guys and like just watch it and let's do it. It is kind of like existential though and like depressing. Oh, I about missed a turn. Okay, we're turning at 800 feet. Hold on, everybody. We going left. 800 feet. I about missed that. I was not paying attention. Okay, we are in a turning lane. My blinker's going to be going for the next couple minutes, so just bear with me. This is fun. Also, I feel good, like, just chatting and not being in a formal setting and having to look at myself. I kind of like this idea of, like, just talking into the microphone. For some reason, like, this car's sitting in the left lane with his left blinker on. He's going to be sitting here blocking it forever. And I'm stuck behind him. I'm just like, it feels like I'm on the phone more than, like, I'm sitting here in front of a camera recording a professional video. So I feel like I'm able to talk more like me. I definitely feel a difference in, like, this compared to my normal podcast episodes. It's a very different feeling. But anyway, it's a good video. It's an interesting watch. It is a little bit depressing because he's obviously talking about things that he very much dislikes and things that everybody has to go through, and most people probably also dislike, like having to pay car insurance. And it's kind of along the lines of what I was just talking about like, oh my gosh, you have to pay for freaking everything. It's his like point that he starts with. He's like, I have to pay $1,000 million every month, and I'm only making $1,000,001 every month, and I have to use it on things that I don't even care about, like getting car insurance, and also I have to pay for the car, and also I have to pay for gas, and also I have to go to work, and I don't want to go to work. And he just talks about that for like 18 minutes. Says a bunch of different things, rambles. I don't know. Anyway, how did I get here from whatever I was talking? Oh, writing off my room. Yeah, taxes. Yep, taxes are a bummer, y'all. I don't like being an adult. I don't like that part of it, at least. I'm very excited to live at the beach, though. I actually, this last 36 hours that I was moving in and stuff, I didn't get to go see the beach once, but I'll be moving in permanently on Saturday. Today's Wednesday again. I think I've said that already, but today's Wednesday. I'll be moving in there permanently on Saturday, and I'll go to the beach however long I want, whenever I want, at whatever time I want. And I'm very excited for that. I'm very, very excited for that. I definitely did notice, though, the traffic of a tourist city. Now, this city is definitely way less touristy than most cities. Most surrounding beach side cities, or coastal cities, I should say. So it wasn't terrible, but there was definitely tourist traffic, and that's gonna be frustrating, but it would be okay. Do not fear, it would be okay. I will still be living by the beach, and if I have to sit in 5 minutes traffic, it will be okay. It will be okay. I'll be fine. 5 minutes traffic, no big deal. NBD. I'm still going to the beach. I'm still, taking 15-20 minutes to get there. That's fine. I've never lived even less than 4 hours from a beach. Actually, that's not true. In Seattle, I don't know if this can count, because it was a beach in Seattle. And little did I know, even a month after I had been living in Seattle, that it was not actually a coastal city. It's a bayside city. It's not actually on the actual coast of the United States. It's a bay. There is more land on the other side of that water. But yeah, there's quote-unquote beaches in Seattle, and I went and sat on one the night before I moved out for the first time ever. Actually, I did twice. I did once before that. Oh, yeah, I did once before that go to a beach, but it's not really a beach because it's Seattle, and the sand was weird, and it's cold, even in the summer. The hottest it got there in the summer was 78 degrees or something. I swear it didn't even hit 80 once. Through June, I think it was literally mid 50s to high 60s, which was actually nice, considering the fact that I have literally lived in the South my entire life. So I've lived with 100+ degree weather most days toward the end of the summer, and the hottest it got there was 78-ish, maybe 80. Seattle was also just pretty cool. It was a very, very different experience for me. Ooh, there's some pretty cows out here. It was a very, very different experience for me. Like I said, from somebody that literally grew up in the South and lived in the South for my entire life. Which I really did enjoy that. I enjoyed living in a different climate and living around a different kind of people and a different society, I guess. Basically the same thing as what I just said, but it was fun, and I liked Seattle. I liked the city. It wasn't gross like New York gross. It wasn't the cleanest place on earth. It was still a public city with a bunch of people living in it, but it had some really cool stuff. I did enjoy the weather. I was just really, really, really far from my family. I think that was probably the worst part about it. If Seattle was a 3-hour drive or less from where my family lives, I probably would be going back. Probably. I don't know. I really liked it, y'all. It was fun. Oh my gosh, there was so much to do. There was never a dull moment in Seattle. There was never a day where I was like, I want to do something, but there's nothing to do. If I wanted to do something, I would be finding something to do. And just about anything I could think of that I wanted to do, I could find it there. I was also young, though, when I was there, so I was limited on a few things. Like, obviously, I didn't go to a single bar in Seattle. I was 19? Yeah? Was I? What year was this? 2022? No, 2023. Dang, that was 2023? Feels like it was longer ago. So I was 20. Yeah, I was 20. God, I feel like I was younger. I feel like I was 19. That's so weird. Was it 2023? It was the summer after my sophomore year of college. I graduated 2021. Yeah. Good Lord. It feels like it was so much longer ago. And it feels like I was so much younger. But I guess I was 20. It was fun, though. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Oh, there's a few things that I had written down at some point that I wanted to talk about on my next podcast episode. Let me look. Let me open my notes app. Oh my gosh, y'all. I need to talk about Zach Top. I need to talk about Zach Top. It's not even funny. I fear I am developing an obsession similar to that of which I developed for Billy. Now, if you know me and you know anything about me, I am a Billy fan. Like, nobody comes close to her in, like, my celebrity crushes, my favorite celebrities. Like, I'd say not crush-wise, but, like, people that I enjoy watching talk. Like, I could sit down and listen to Billy talk for 48 hours straight. I would not blink an eye. I would not get up and go to the bathroom. I would sit there and listen to her talk for 48 hours straight about anything under the sun, and I would not get bored. Okay? Now, the only person that comes close to her when it comes to that kind of, like, obsession, I guess. But I wouldn't say obsession, because this other person I don't have an obsession with. I just love. So I guess just, like, love. Person that I love to listen to, whatever, would be Brittany Broski. As I was just saying, I have literally listened to 5+ episodes. So 4+ hours, 4 to 5 hours of her talking over the last 36 hours. And like 9 of those I was sleeping. So a very, like, I could listen to Brittany Broski all day, listen to her podcast, listen to her talk about literally anything. And also Billy, I just love her so much. And I don't really know how to phrase this exactly, but I guess my love for her definitely spans further, like, is a much wider range and a whole different kind of situation than my love for Brittany Broski, because my love for Brittany Broski is, like, I think she's so funny and she keeps me so entertained that I love her. And my love for Billy is, like, I think she is really attractive and I am so in awe of her talent and her ability to remain herself, first of all. Like, I am so inspired and so in awe of her ability to be herself. Be like, if you guys have watched clips of her, any clips, like, you will see she is funny, y'all. She is so funny and she is so goofy. That is one of my favorite words to describe people. She is so goofy. She just, like, she doesn't care. She's like a kid, like, she's just goofy. She's young and she's goofy and she doesn't care, and she doesn't try to act all uppity or all, better than you. She's just like, I want to be her friend. I want to be her friend and also maybe kiss her a little bit. And also, maybe just give her a hug. I don't know. I just really like her. And I think she's really pretty. And I think she's really cool. And I want to tell her that. And I want to sit down and I want to, like, dig in her brain. And, like, ask her a million questions. You know? But, anyways. Zach Top. Okay. So, I would say my type is a man. First of all, a manly man. A manly man, a tall, manly man that is strong and capable. Okay? We're gonna say very strong, can lift things up, you know, would, like, lift a burning building off of me and also carry me out. And also very capable and smart and a leader. And also has a mustache. Okay, and so what I have just described for you is my boyfriend to a T. And also has really pretty, luscious locks of hair that is brown. Brown, luscious hair, wears a cowboy hat. Boyfriend, he's got a 100 so far. He is acing this Google form that we're making right now. Every single box has been ticked. Oh my goodness, has this been recording? Wait. Okay, apologies for that. I literally thought that this thing had not been recording the whole time, and I was about to lose my mind. Anyway, my boyfriend is all of those things. And I love him so much, and I am so attracted to him. And Zach Top, I have just become obsessed with his music. I think for me, I'm feeling like kind of this developing obsession because I love his music so much. And I kid y'all not, I have not been able to put down his music for the last, like, couple months. Like, he is gonna be my number one artist for Spotify Rap this year. I knew that well over a month ago. I've been listening to his music so much. So I'm feeling this growing obsession for him, but it's weird because it's a different obsession from Billy. Yeah. So that's that. But yeah, I have been, oh my gosh. Obviously I know Cold Beer and Country Music. That's his most recent album, right? Cold Beer and Country Music. Bro, how long has this been paused? Hold on. Bro, I have been talking for the last, like, 15 minutes. And when I opened Spotify to see his most recent album, it stopped recording. Oh my goodness. That's really frustrating. Anyways, what I was saying was Cold Beer and Country Music is his most recent album. Oh my gosh, I have to say all of this again. It's his most recent album, and basically I listened to it a ton, got obsessed with it, and I was like, I need more. So I went back and I listened to his first technical album, which is just titled Zach Top. I guess it was just his first, like, actual musical debut. And I listened to that because I needed more. I was not being fed enough by Cold Beer and Country Music. He is coming out with a new album in August 29th, which I am so excited for. You guys have no idea how excited I am for that album. And also, I really want to go see him in concert because he's performing. See, the problem is where I'm moving to in Florida, there's not a musical venue, like a venue of any kind within, like, a 100-mile radius at the very least. Like, there is not anywhere even close, even like 3 hours away. I would have to drive 5+ hours away to, like, the nearest venue. So, really want to go see him in concert, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to because I would also have to pay for somewhere to stay. Yeah, I've been looking at this one date that is at a kind of smaller venue. I don't know. Actually, it might not be a small venue. I'm not sure. but I've been looking at one. It might not be too expensive. I don't know. I might go. I really, really want to go. But yeah, I've been on Zach Top. I have been crazy about his music, literally just listening to it on repeat. Like, actually, people say that, but I genuinely have put on like one song and listened to that one song like 4 times before I let it go to the next one, because I just love it so much. Like Cowboys Like Me Do. Oh my gosh, I love that song so much. I love that song so much. It's not even funny. I am so crazy about that song. It's just like cowboys like me do. Also, this is not ASMR, if you haven't realized already. I already struggle enough to be quiet during my podcast episodes, but I'm in like a car where, you know, the sound of the road when you're driving fast on an interstate and the car is pretty loud. Yeah, it's kind of loud, relatively speaking, to like me sitting in a quiet living room by myself. And I'm very excited right now. Like I said, I put that coffee away very, very quickly. And speaking of that, I am literally about to pee my pants. And I have been for the last like 20, 30 minutes. 20, 25 minutes. Oh, my car just got mad at me because I did not have my hands on the steering wheel for too long. And I should be keeping my hands on the steering wheel. Oh, there's horses. Hi, horses. It is impossible to pass. I've seen memes about this before. It is impossible to pass a horse when you're driving on the interstate and not say something about it. Because, hello, horses, cool. But yeah, Zach Top. I was making a joke, actually, when I realized that my thing wasn't recording. So I'm going to make the joke again. And it might not be as funny this time, because I was literally in the middle of making it, and I've already made it once. And saying things for a second time makes it less funny, even though you guys haven't already heard it. I've heard it, and I've heard it come out of my mouth once already. So it's not going to feel genuine. It's not going to feel as funny, because I was kind of making it up as I went. Now I just have to repeat it. But I was talking about how much I love it. And I was like, Zach Top is like my lifeline right now. Like, it's like everything right now to me. And like the music is. And I was like, it's like that moment. How did I even start it? Dang it, dude. This was like a 3-tier joke. Like, I was really getting into it, and I had done a lot for it already. And it started out naturally, and it progressed naturally, and it was funny. And now I'm trying to make it again. It's just not going to be the same. So this might be a miss. This might be a complete miss. I'm just going to try to recreate it as best as I can. Just know that it's already happened once. Like, at least 75% of it has already happened once. And it was really funny the first time, and you're just going to have to trust me. Let me make sure it's recording. Okay, we're rolling. We're rolling. Right, team? Rolling? Check? Yes? Okay. Alright, let me think of how to start it. Okay, so imagine you're in a hospital and I am like dying. And I've been there for a long time, you know, like a few weeks. You guys have been, you as in all of you represent one person, and all of you, my lovely, lovely listeners, and this one person are sitting in the waiting room, and you have been basically living at the hospital. And I am just very, very sick, and I'm unwell, and I've been on kind of life support. I'm in a coma, actually. I've been in a coma, and the doctors come out to the waiting room. You're so tired. Been there for days, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna have to pull you. Can we pull you to a private room?" And they're like, "So, you know, we've been here for a while. She's been here for a while. She's been in this coma. We've been trying all these different things. It's looking like the best option for everybody would be to make this decision right here and right now, so she could continue to live on life support, or we could just pull the plug. You know, we've done everything. You're like, there's got to be something else we can do. There's got to be something else." The doctor's like, no. we've done all the tests. We've done all that we can do. And you're like, wait, I have an idea. I have an idea. And then you're like, just give me a chance. They're like, okay. So you go in the room and you're like, give me aux. You're like, where's the aux cord? And they're like, ma'am, there's not an aux cord in here. This is a hospital room. And you're like, okay. And you pull out an old pair of Apple earbuds. Not the fancy ones that have like the funnel on them, the old Apple earbuds that are like completely flat and gray, on the side that goes on your like first generation Apple earbuds. You pull them out and they have a headphone jack on them. And then you're like about to plug it in your phone. You're like, dang it. And you're like, does anybody have a dongle? Does anybody have an adapter? Does anyone have a dongle? And some miracle nurse walks by and it's like, did somebody say dongle? And you're like, I've been waiting for this moment my whole life. And they pull out a dongle. And you connect it to the earbuds and then you plug it into your phone and you start playing cold beer and country music by Zach Top. And I snap awake like that because that's all I needed to survive was more Zach Top. Actually, no. You start playing the new album. It has not released yet. You are Zach Top. Actually, you are Zach Top. And you come into my hospital room, put the earbuds in my ears. No. Scratch that. Scratch the earbuds. Scratch all that. You're Zach Top. You come in there with your guitar. And you start playing the new album. And nobody's heard it yet. Not even your, like, producers. Wait, that doesn't make sense, right? What do producers do? Not even, like, your whole team has heard it yet. Just like you and, like, the people that wrote it. And you start playing it. And I kind of, like, I'm still in my coma. And I kind of start moving my head. Like, when someone that's really sleepy starts to wake up. And they kind of, like, toss their head around a little bit. And they stretch. And they're like, Arr. I start to do that. I've been in a coma for like 3 years. And I start to like do that. And they're like, oh my God, it's working. And I'm like, I like slowly like flutter my eyes open. I'm like, Zach? Zach, is that you? Oh my gosh. Zach, you saved me. And Billy walks through the door. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm saved. I can live again. Because Billy has come to see me. I have seen her face to face. And now I can ask her all my 4 million questions about the purpose of life. I am convinced that she knows the answer to all of my questions about anything. And I get to ask her all those questions. And Zach Top is playing his new album for me. Yep, everything, it does not get better than this. And I have come out of my coma, and all is well. I get to go home. I get to listen to the new album. I get to brag to people that I know it. And he also gave me tickets to his tour, VIP tickets, and also told me I get automatic barricade and that I don't have to wait outside all day. And also, Billy told me that she's performing at a small venue again, and that I also get automatic barricade tickets for that. VIP experience, of course. I'm staying in the same hotel as her. And I get to hang out with her while she gets ready for the show. Yeah, everything's perfect. That's as good as life is going to get. And also, my boyfriend is going to be there for all of it. Because I love him so much. And he's going to enjoy it. Because I'm not quite convinced that he would care too much about any of that. But in this perfect world, he would love it so much. Like, almost as much as I do, but not quite. Actually, maybe the same. In a perfect world. Yeah. It would be the same. What else did I want to talk about? There was, like, one other thing that I had written down. Oh, my gosh. This is what I wrote down. And also, I used text-to-speech to write it down. Because I was driving. This was also, like, 5 minutes before I started recording. This is what I wrote. I get so nervous when I see a car behind me that is obviously an old car, because where are the safety features? They're gonna hit me. I have trauma. Oh my gosh. And speaking of, there's a car on my freaking tail right behind me, literally up my butt. Good Lord, hold on, let me speed. I'm already going freaking 10 over. Let me speed even more to get out of this lane. And they're about to fly past me, watch. Looking right at me while they passed. Hey, buddy, I'm going 10 over the speed limit. Anyway. Yeah, this is true. I get really nervous, first of all, when I see a car behind me like that, driving so freaking close to me. Not specifically on the interstate, because I'm not so nervous on the interstate. I low-key feel like it's safer. Oh, did I miss another turn? I absolutely did, and it added 5 minutes to my route, and now I'm continuing straight on this road for 128 miles. Perfect, just what I wanted. Okay. I get very nervous when I see a car driving so close behind me. Specifically, I get so nervous when I'm like in a city and there's a bunch of red lights, or like I'm in the right lane and people are frequently slowing down, basically coming to a stop before they turn right. Also, why do you guys do that? Why do you people do that? Why? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not targeting you guys, but like, why do people do that? Why do people basically stop in the road before they turn right? It is so frustrating. And it makes me so nervous, especially when a car is so freaking close behind me, because I'm like, they're gonna hit me. Because my last car wreck that I had was from a freaking 4-car pileup, and that's a little dramatic because it wasn't technically a pileup. In my mind, the cars are literally stacked on top of each other. But we basically were. There were 2 cars in front of me, 1 behind me. I was the 3rd car in the line, and the car in front, the first out of the 4 cars, literally completely stopped on the road, literally made a complete stop in the middle of the road. Did you hear that? That was like a British to Australian to Southern. I don't know what's up with these accents. I just can't maintain one. I can do it for like 2 words and then it's moving on to a next accent. I get very nervous because of that. So the first car stopped, and then the car in front of me stopped very, very, very quickly. And we had just come over a bridge, which is scary enough that this wreck happened literally right off of a bridge. Could have happened on the bridge and like pushed somebody off. The car in front of me came to a very quick stop, and I also came to a very quick stop, and I was about a second and a half from being at a complete stop, and I was going to be stopped well before I got to the car in front of me, and then the car behind me did not even hit their brakes once. Did not even touch the brakes, and at least 50 miles an hour hit the back of my car and pushed me into the car in front of me. Literally pushed me into the car in front of me. So now I have hit the car in front of me, and that car, which I think was completely stopped, but I'm not entirely sure, also hit the car in front of them. And so I am now mushed in between 3 cars technically. And also I didn't get hit once. I got hit 3 times because I got hit at 50 miles an hour from the car behind me when I was basically at a complete stop. Pushed into a second car, which I hit, so now I've gotten whiplash from the back and whiplash from the front. And then once I hit that car in front of me, the car behind me actually hit me again. Actually came back and hit me a second time, as if the first time wasn't enough for them. So, and also, before they hit me the first time, I looked in my rearview mirror because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm slowing down very fast. Like, the stuff in my seats, I had stuff in like my front seats and my back seats. I have dash cam footage of it also, thank goodness, because that is the only thing that saved me with insurance. In the video, you can hear the things falling into the floor from my front and back seats because I had to stop so abruptly, and I was scared. So I looked in my rearview mirror and I was like, I'm slowing down very fast. And then I was like, oh, that car is coming on very hot. That car looks like it is coming straight toward me very, very, very quickly. I don't like that. And then I got really nervous because I was like, they're not stopping. And then they hit me, and then I screamed a few times. Like, I literally thought I was going to be smushed. Like, smushed between these 2 cars. And thankfully my car metal cage saved me. Good Lord, if I had been on a motorcycle or something, ooh, I would have been gone in like less than a second. Like blown to smithereens. Quite literally to smithereens. Not a single piece to recover. They would have just had to scrape me off the dang road and scrape me off from between them two cars. Because that guy flew in. So now, every time I have to slow down fast like that, or relatively fast, like if someone in front of me is turning right and basically stops in the road, and then I see a car behind me flying up toward me, I get really, really, really nervous. And I get even more nervous now because I'm about to pull over also, because I'm literally about to pee in the seat. Or I get more nervous if I see a car that is like very obviously an old car. Like you can tell old cars, they look different, whatever. And I'm like, that car does not have built-in safety features. That car does not have an automatic stop feature. Like, where's the gas station? Circle K, this way. So when I see a car that obviously does not have those safety features, I'm like, oh my God, they are very much possibly going to hit me, because it is fully reliant on that person paying very close attention to what they're doing. And most people don't do that when they're driving anymore. Most people pay more attention to their little phones, which, guilty sometimes, I guess. Me literally recording an entire podcast episode on my phone right now. But I'm not playing on my phone. I'm just talking into it. It's fine. It's like I'm on the phone. But yeah, I get nervous about that. Not a fan of seeing cars driving around me that obviously don't have safety features, because, some people are like, I hate safety features because then it gives the driver more ability to not pay attention. But I guess it just depends on the way that you look at it. To me, I think of it as it is a way less of a chance that they're gonna hit me. Even if they're paying less attention, I low-key trust the car's intuition more than I trust a person alone nowadays, because it is so normal for people to just play on their phone while they're driving. Anyways, I am pulling into this gas station. I'm gonna fill up and use the bathroom, and then I'll come back, and I guess I'll do an outro. I guess I'll end this episode, because I guess it doesn't have to be 2 hours long, or I could just keep going. I don't know. Give me a second. I'm gonna go pee before I pee in the seat, and this episode becomes about that. Okay, well, hello. It is literally 30 minutes later, and I, by some miracle, did not buy anything while I was in there. I did not get any snacks or drinks because I already had a snacky and a drinky from Dunkin'. Anyway, I can't decide if I want to keep talking because it's passing the time, or if I want to end the podcast episode here. My tummy just started hurting really bad, like quite literally 2 seconds ago. Oh my goodness, my tummy hurts real bad, and I don't know if it's the coffee or if it's something else. That cannot be good, the way that feels. Do I have anything else to talk about? Should I just naturally end the conversation here, or should I try to find something else to talk about? You know what? I'm gonna end the conversation here. And also, just like, truly, I apologize for my lack of relaxing, techniques here. In no way have I been speaking in a relaxing ASMR tone. It is almost, it's almost rude that I will be labeling this as an ASMR podcast, because nothing about the way that I have spoken or anything that I've done or spoken about has been reminiscent of ASMR. Oh my gosh, this is the bumpiest road I've ever driven on. So yeah, my apologies for that. I hope you've enjoyed, though. And you know what? If I feel like I have something else to say in a few minutes, I'll pop back on, because I've still got 2 hours of driving to go. And I just feel like within the next 2 hours, in the kind of mindset that I'm in right now, I'm not gonna have nothing to say. So I'm gonna go back to listening to the Broski Report, and if I feel so inspired once again to chat, I'll be back. And if not, then thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here despite whatever's on the screen, which is not me. I'm gonna put something on the screen for y'all. It's not gonna be a black screen, because that's just no effort. That is zero effort. And who wants that? If you wanted that, you go to Spotify. Okay. So maybe I'll start maybe I'll pick up the hobby of crocheting, and I will video like a time lapse of me crocheting something. Or maybe I will just find the most random video to put over this that makes it interesting. Maybe some Subway Surfers, clips, maybe some, cutting sand. you know how they do for the Reddit stories, like they're cutting sand and playing with slime and all that stuff. Maybe I'll find something that's not copyrighted so that I can use it in my video and not get blocked from YouTube. And I'll throw that on the screen so you have something for your eyes. And yeah, thank you so much for being here despite whatever you're having to watch and whatever you're having to listen to, because this was definitely probably my most entertaining episode, but definitely my furthest from ASMR. So yeah, thank you for the 40th time, and I'm going in circles, so I'm gonna wrap this up. I will either see you very soon, as in within the next 2 hours for me, or the next few seconds for you, or I will see you next week. Thank you so much. I love you guys to death. I will see you soon, whatever that means. Bye for now.